Well, hi guys, welcome back everyone. This is, as we all know, our final session together, and we are extremely grateful to have you guys here today. But before we begin, I want us to take a moment to settle in, to come back. I know we're all coming back from work or from our busy lifestyles, so get a water or drink, get your pen and paper if you need it, just kind of like settle down.
And just to go over like everything that we're going to be covering today, we are basically going to go over the homework from last week. We're going to reflect on our progress, and then we're going to celebrate all of the strengths that you guys have built throughout these sessions.
Mhm. And we do want to begin with a small check-in because I know it's the last session, and I know last session we spoke about termination and how it could bring up a lot of mixed emotions since it's ending something, but it's also beginning something new. And in order for us to do that, we kind of have a question for all of you guys. So the question that we're going to be answering today is, what's either a song, a color, or an image that represents how you think about where you are now? So let me repeat that. So it's what's a song, a color, or an image that represents how you think about where you are now at this point. So I'm going to give you guys like 2 minutes because I know it's kind of like hard to kind of like determine a song, a color, and image. And once you're done, so just put done in the chat so that we could all discuss about it. Does anyone have any questions? We're good? Okay, awesome. Okay, so it seems like everyone's pretty much done. So let me start with my example so you guys kind of get idea of what I was referencing about. So I only listen to Spanish music. That's kind of like my guilty pleasure. So there's this song called Soy un desastre by Timbiriche, and the name of it is translated into I'm a disaster. So I feel like that's a song that kind of determines where I am at this point of my life. Yeah. So that was mine. Does anyone want to share?
You can go ahead. So, I actually created an image in my head. Um, so mine was basically like a hummingbird and an eagle, like both flying together, but so they're both flying upwards and they're swirling around each other and they're going up. So I just chose them because of what I felt like they both symbolized. I feel like a hummingbird is like playful and light, and an eagle is confident. So that's kind of like my image.
That was very creative and really inspiring, if I'm being honest. That's really cool. Does anyone else want to go?
Yeah, I can go. Um, Song that I thought of is Under Pressure by Queen and David Bowie. Um, it's feeling a lot of pressure trying to do all like busy with work and then interviewing for practicum stuff. So it is a lot, and I feel a lot of pressure.
Yeah, I feel like everybody could relate to you on that, especially since we're almost going to end with the semester, right? And I actually like that song too, Under Pressure. I'm kind of singing it in the back of my head. Does anyone else want to go?
I can go. So for me, I would say the song Best Day of My Life because I am optimistic. So even, when I'm under a lot of stress and pressure, anxiety, all that, I like to stay optimistic. So I think that's a good song that
That is a really nice song, Edgar. I agree with you. I think we should all be as optimistic as you are. Anyone else?
I'll go.
Oh,
Oh,
you go. You go.
okay. Okay. I am thinking of Oh Holy Night, because it's one of my favorite Christmas songs, and I love Christmas, and I already have Christmas on the mind, and so, yeah, looking forward to finishing these last 2 weeks strong.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's actually a really nice song too. I'm not feeling as Christmassy as you, but hopefully I get to that point.
So mine, I actually have it on my phone, but I feel like I should explain it first. I actually like there's a river in my backyard, and I thought of that because like in the what I'll show you, it looks really calm and pristine and beautiful and peaceful and all of those things, but actually being there, like the river's running and there's animals everywhere, like you really have to kind of watch what you're doing, like there's constantly snakes, like there's just like I don't know, the balance of nature of like kind of a lot of chaos always happening, but it still can be really peaceful. So I don't know. I just thought about that, the constant balance. But I don't know if it's gonna let me show y'all with my blur, but I'm gonna try. Y'all get the point. It's a river. It's pretty, I swear.
It's actually really, really nice and kind of poetic how you described it. I feel like life is just like that, right? It's kind of chaotic, but at the same time very beautiful and very peaceful. So you're right. Jennifer, do you want to go?
Yeah, so then I will close us off. I chose Yellow by Coldplay. Um, and not a lot of thought went into that. It was honestly just a song that talks about how someone else is beautiful, and I like to think of it like I'm calling myself beautiful and I'm gonna be okay. And it's just like such an imperfect song that it spoke to me, I guess, and that's kind of where I feel I'm at right now. Um, so yeah. And then I guess we're gonna move over to our next activity. Thank you guys all for sharing so much. I think this was really great that you guys were able to just represent something that you guys are into. Did you want to lead us into our next activity, Diana?
Sorry, guys, I was pasting the link. So I don't know if you guys recall, but for the first session that we took an assessment, kind of measuring where our stress levels were at. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to retake that assessment and see where our levels are at this point. Okay, so I send you guys the link. Let me know if you guys could open it or you have trouble with it. I could send it through the group me or I could see how I could send it. So once you're done, guys, please also just write done so that we can know and we can move forward because we do want to discuss how and compare how the levels have changed or if they're still the same or if there's a difference.
Okay, it looks like everyone is done. So how did everyone do? Does anyone want to share their new scores and let us know whether they stay the same or if they changed at all?
I can. Mine went down a lot. Ooh. My original was like a 24, and my current one was a 13, which I was very surprised by because I feel like I've had a lot of external stressors, like as if it was trying to make it worse, but that's okay. New score 13.
I'll go next. I can't lie. I don't exactly remember what my score was 8 weeks ago, but it was like kind of in the middle. I'm pretty sure it was in the middle, and right now mine's at a 19. So pretty moderate, not terrible. Pretty stressed about some things, but I feel pretty good. It's just like manageable. Manageable.
I can go ahead. Okay, so mine went down. So I think after like just talking to everyone and like kind of like processing some things in the back of my mind, just like, just like getting acquainted with some of people's experiences, kind of like I wouldn't say that hearing people's stress stories made me feel less stressed, but it did make me feel like, oh, okay, we're all in this together type of thing. And I was like, okay, like this really just can't be life, like you can't just be walking around stressed and stuff like that, right? So just kind of just like monitoring yourself, putting boundaries with yourself, following through with those boundaries, I think that's like really helped. And then just like talking to everyone as well and seeing them talk themselves through some situations also like, help me see how that happens.
I can go next. So if I remember correctly, um, earlier this semester, my score was 18, and right now it was 15, which I'm actually very surprised about because I feel like a lot more stressful stuff has happened recently than when I initially took it. But I guess maybe I've learned some, coping skills, or maybe I'm taking better care of myself. I don't know, but apparently it's lower.
Okay, I'll go. I don't know what my score was either before, but I have a feeling that it's probably higher because that's when I was talking about that class that's out of my comfort zone. And so I was kind of stressing out about that. And so, but now my score is a 10 because I'm kind of like, I got it. I've been doing well. So, yeah.
Well, that's good. It's good to hear that everyone has changed. For mine, I was in the 30s. I think I was the highest one in this class. And now I'm in the 20s. So I mean, I'm getting a little bit better. I'm getting there. So at least we're seeing that change, right? We're seeing that transformation from like maybe a high 20 or a high 15, and we're lowering it a little bit. And as Edgar mentioned, I don't think sometimes it's because life is not as stressful as sometimes we do it, we learn how to manage with it, right? And talking with one another, it's actually helped out a lot. At least for me, it has helped out a lot. It made me kind of realize that I'm not the only one going through stuff, that we're all going through stuff, and it kind of humanizes a little bit more of like my feelings and your emotions, and it helps out a lot. So that was it. That was everybody, right? Yes? Okay. Just making sure. Okay, so last week, guys, we went over the homework, right? So we were supposed to contact at least three of our support people. I want to know how it went. How did you guys feel? Was it a good experience? Was it a bad experience? Were you guys able to talk to the people? Were you guys not? So who kind of wants to start us off?
I can go first. Um, so I reached out to my mom, my fiance, and my best friend, who kind of already knew they were my support people, but it was more of just having that like really official conversation, and just kind of laying bare like, hey, by the way, like this is a need I have, and I want to be more honest about it and acknowledge it. So not only can you know, maybe not be blindsided when I randomly come to you, but also like can help me look out for it and kind of help me stay accountable on being honest with what I'm going through. Um, so I mean, it went really well because like I said, they kind of already were my support people, so that made the transition really easy. Very raw conversation, having to be vulnerable and admitting like, hey, this is something I'm struggling with, but very rewarding at the end of it too. Just like, even though I knew they were there for me, like really getting that. reaffirmation that they are really seriously here for me and like being able to set up some version of a plan if something's ever like serious enough to need it.
Well, that's good. It's good that you had a good experience. Does anyone else want to go?
I can go. I only really talked about it with my wife. I felt weird, telling my dad and my mom that, like, hey, you're my support people. I don't know. I thought it was weird. I thought about it a couple times, but I didn't end up saying anything.
Yeah, I completely get that. That happened with me as well and my mom. It was just a weird conversation. But I mean, we still had it. I don't know. It's weird. I guess it's kind of vulnerable to be like, "Hey, mom, like just so you know, you're part of my support group." But yeah, I
I
completely understand that.
I think what you just said, vulnerable is a better word for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and I don't know if it happens with you, but it happens with me a lot. So in my culture, we're taught to be like strong, right? Like there's no emotions, like you deal with it and that's it. So for me to talk about emotions and to talk about feelings is like okay, you know? But yeah, just being vulnerable is very difficult.
So I'll go next. So my contact person is my mom. I don't really feel like it was, I mean, I don't know if it's my personality. I think it might be that's what it is, but like I'm the type of person who always like tells my parents and like my family like I just tell them nice things all the time. So it's really like for me to say something like that is just like oh just me being myself. So like I always tell my mom like things like, "Oh, you're like one of my best friends," like things like that, like, "Oh, like I like talking to you." Like, like things like that, like which is real, like it's true. Like she is one of my best friends. Like I feel like I could tell my mom probably anything. And so I think it's just like just the type of cultural like you have at home or like what relationship you have with family members. And it's not even that. Like let's say you didn't grow up with that, but you can set the tone. Like if that's your energy and you come in with that energy, like that's the energy you'll get back. So like for example, like I mean this is just me, but like for me, I feel like the way you treat your family should be better than the way you treat other people outside your family. So like I feel like I'm extra nice. I try to always smile, try to make them feel good, always have positive energy because then when they're happy, I'm happy. So like when I'm smiling and then they smile back, makes me happy. So that's just kind of like what I go with. And so yeah, just little things to make people feel special.
No, and you're completely right. Family is a very important factor of all of us, right? I feel like family is where we run to when everything goes wrong. So you're completely right.
I can go next. So I reached out to two people. Reached out to my mom and my girlfriend. My mom, she's always kind of been someone who I've been to in the past. She was like one of the first people to like really kind of help me with that type of stuff anyways. So it was kind of nice having a genuine conversation with her just about like, hey, like if anything, like I'm feeling any type of way, like I wanted you to know, like, I want to be able to come to you. And she was very loving and kind with that. She wants that. Like, she wants to be able to be that person. And then my girlfriend feels the same way. Very honest and open about it. And she was like, while I want to be someone who you can come to, I don't want to be the only person. And then I told her about this, and she was very happy about it. So it was good.
That's good. It's good to hear.
Um, okay, I'll go. I will be honest. I was so busy with Thanksgiving that I didn't really get around to it, but I do resonate with Edgar just mentioning his wife, like just with my husband, like he's just that person for me. And so I would have liked to have had that conversation with my mom, but she lives 5 minutes away and we see each other often. So I feel like we're there for each other all the time. And so it's what is it, an understood support system right there.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you should still try having the conversation because I feel like it does make like an impact, like it kind of sets things in a mood. But it's awesome that you still have that friendship and that relationship to be like, okay, we both know that we have each other.
Yeah, you're right. I will have that conversation.
Just because it's very humbling. Well, at least for me, my experience, guys, it was kind of humbling. When I talked to my mom was kind of weirded out because I kind of maybe it was me. I kind of made it seem like it was something like very, very serious, when in reality, I was just telling her like, hey, like just so you know, like you're my support system, you know? So I guess I kind of scared her off a little bit, but it was kind of humbling. And I talked to my mom, I talked to my friend, and I talked to my brother. With my brother, it was funny because my brother thought I was joking at the beginning. He was like, "Are you being serious? Like, is everything fine?" I'm like, "Yeah, like everything's fine. Like, I'm just letting you know, like, if I'm going through something, like, I want to be able to run to you." And my brother kind of like panicked a little bit too. But overall, it went really nice.
So I mean, honestly, it sounds like a lot of you experienced relief after connecting with someone, even if like the initial step was a little uncomfortable. And then just to touch on what Edgar and Carissa were talking about, it can look different. That conversation can look so different for everybody. You know, we all have different cultures. Like Tasneem said, we all have different personalities. So, yes, the conversation's important, but do it in your own way. You know, sometimes it's just done, you know, I got you, right? You know, you've got me, right? And then honestly, you know, you can have a long conversation or short one, but as long as the people that are around you know that you love them, and that you are open to reaching out to them, it opens just a new connection there where one you already had. But so now this highlights something important is really having support systems and, you know, work support systems work best when we actively use them. So thank all of you for sharing.
Yes, thank you guys. So let's take a few minutes to look back at the tools that we practiced. So we practiced cognitive restructuring. We have focused on our strengths. We have focused on building a support system and recognizing early signs of stress, like practicing preventative skills. So as we think about everything that we covered, I want you guys to think about this. So which skill do you see yourself continuing to use the most and why? Out of all the skills that we use, like what is one that you're like, okay, this one I plan on using it continuously because I see that it worked, or it's just because I see that it's easiest to grab on to?
Little bit of self-disclosure, I have gotten into note taking and just having this big fat binder that I just carry around with me. And it's honestly just an easy way for me to organize my thoughts, my feelings, the things that I have to do for the day. That way, instead of all this mumbo jumbo on my phone and here and there, it's all condensed in a little digestible section on my planner. So that's like one skill that I think I'm going to continue to use.
And go next. I think something for me, I definitely don't carry around a big binder or anything like that. But I do like kind of like whenever I get stressed about having like a lot of things happening at once and I get stressed out and kind of just break down, I just write it all out. I just write out like everything I need to do, just take a few minutes, put it all out, and then I'll put it in order of like what I need to get done. That is one thing I 100% like am gonna keep doing. I've used it quite a few times now. And then just trying to remind myself like to give myself the grace that I give other people. Just trying to, I've been trying to practice that a bit more.
I can go next. So for me, I really like cognitive behavioral therapy in general because it is closest to how I approach solving problems. I feel like I'm very logic oriented. So I like what we did when we were identifying automatic thoughts and cognitive distortions, and then practicing the, like catching, challenging, and changing method. So I think I will definitely, that's something that I will definitely continue to use.
I actually agree with you on that, Edgar. I feel for me, that's the thing that has helped me out the most. Now I'm kind of, it's easier for me to identify those automatic thoughts and be like, okay, hold up. Is this actually going to last like in a month? Is it going to be important? Are people looking at me? I feel like that has helped me out a lot in the daily because now it's easier for me to recognize it and kind of like challenge it a little bit more.
I can go. I feel like the cognitive restructuring has been, I guess, like the biggest impact on me. It's like kind of a like it helps me pull back out of the stress to like rethink the situation, but also like I feel like I'm pretty good at quote unquote arguing. So it's like I'm arguing with what's stressing me out. And so I can usually talk myself down out of it, I feel like.
I will echo what Maddie said, like just talking yourself out of it. But I think with that talk, as I mentioned, my faith is really big, and so then I'll really pray about it, talk about it, and then being as an extrovert, I talk about it with my husband, who's my best friend, or like whoever's closest to me that's there. And the act of being verbose, the act of speaking out loud, it's a form of venting, and then afterwards I'm better. And so, with that said, I think it also speaks into strengths. I really love that. I think that it's not really just strengths because it's a skill that I have, but it's a skill that's God given. And because it's given to me, I can go back to that and say, God has gifted me in this. Remember this, Rochelle. Like it's just like God speaking over me on that. And so that is what puts me in that right frame, connecting it to those cognitive restructuring and just dismantling those distortions that we can create.
I can go ahead and go next. I was gonna say that for me, I feel like kind of some of the things that other people are mentioning about how I'm able to notice like early signs of stress and also just the early signs of like how I'm talking to myself in my mind and then just quickly like I don't even know if I'm doing it consciously, but like reframing my thought process and just like trying to look at it from a different perspective or maybe even just draw a boundary with myself about how I'm gonna like look at something because the way you look at something is gonna feed how it sits in your mind. So
Thank you, everyone, for sharing. So, even though our group is ending, your self-care plan still continues and staying connected to your support system and practicing the skills that you learned throughout our 8 sessions together, is really important. So, just keep on working on those skills. And if they resonated with you, but you're not exactly able to use them yet, you just keep working on it. That's all that you can do. And so I'm going to move us over to another little question that we have. So, if future you could talk to the present you, what message do you think that they would give? And so, while you guys think about that, I guess I can start us off. I listen to those little YouTube TED Talks And one of them was called Girl Get Up. And it is, I don't know her name, but it's an artist. She speaks the word of God, and she was just talking about how it's girl get up. And I think it's like boy get up too. But for me, I think that's what future me would tell me. It's like, it's not that serious, girl, get up.
I like that. I can go next. So for me, this is going back to me being an optimist. I think future me would tell me, everything worked out, everything's good. So, stop worrying about the little things. That 87 on the exam doesn't matter anymore. Like, you know, you were upset about it for 2 days and never thought about it again. So don't dwell on it.
I think for me, um, it would just be like, just get on it. Just don't procrastinate all the work that you need to do, even though it's a little stressful. Just do it. That's pretty much it.
Did Maddie go yet? I'm not sure because I can't see her faces because I'm on my phone. I don't know if she went or if I should go. Cause
You're good.
I
You can go.
okay. Um, so I was gonna say for me, I would sorry, I lost my chain of thought. For me, it's mostly like just recognizing that, everything we're just like everything's gonna turn out the way we want it to turn out, hopefully. And then I think also just have fun in the journey. Like, just like have contentment in the journey. I think not having fun, but like having contentment, I think that's important and finding nice things in your journey and just also like cherishing the small connections you have with people. Because, like, like I mean, personally, I feel like there's like, you can have like small connections with people that they're so small that you might not even see that person again, but like just like actually like take the time to be grateful for that connection, like the waiter that you talk to, the person that served your coffee, the person that said good morning to you. Like these are the small things that really like they like brighten your day. And so just like taking the moment to enjoy it, because you never know like if you'll see that person again. Like you might work with them for a little bit and then you might not see that person smile again because they just changed the job. So it's just like just cherish those relationships as well that you have with people.
I can go. I think I would probably say to just keep perspective. And I say that because I think back on what I would tell my past self. And like I remember like being in my undergraduate and I remember being so stressed out. I could not tell you a single thing I was stressed about. Like I'm sure I could guess, but like not really the specifics, like just being stressed. And like just how good life was, like overall with perspective. So just keeping perspective.
Okay, I'll go. Um, Actually, something Maddie said, just like looking in the past, but when I first started this program, I thought it was very daunting. I was like, oh my gosh, what did I just sign up for? And then now, fast forward, I'm entering like the last year of it. And so I would say, remember, God is faithful and his goodness is over my life, trusting him in him in all things, in all circumstances. And so he's been there so faithful. And it's amazing.
I feel that for me, it's a Spanish saying, and it's not the best saying out there. I'm gonna acknowledge it. It's called "Mala hierba nunca muere." So translated is "Bad weed never dies." So the reason why I'm saying it is because it's a phrase that I always use. I've always used it all my life. But in reality, what I mean by it is I always survive. And I want to say that it's me, but it's really not because of me. It's because of God. It's because of all the support system that I have. But I want to say that that's something that I would just remind myself about it. Like, hey, like you're gonna be okay. Like no matter what happens, you're gonna survive. So I think that's the one that would work for me.
And I saw a lot of like reoccurring themes over what you guys talked about. And some of the things that you would tell your past self or your future self would tell your past self is I heard a lot of don't dwell on things. Um, because now we don't even remember what we were stressed about back then. And then I don't remember who said this, but someone said, I always survive. Like I will survive. And I think that was even, it exemplifies what life is really about and how it's going to continue even once our sessions have completely come to an end. Like you should remember these tools, whether it's reconstructing the way that you think, whether it's finding tools for yourself, or finding somebody that you're able to go through these emotions with.
Okay, guys, and just to close off, I would like to ask one last question. I know we've been asking a lot of questions, but this was like the very last one. So what is one thing that you feel most proud of from your counseling journey? From all this journey that we've been through this all 8 weeks, like what's the thing that you're most proud of?
I can go. For me, I would say is being able to reduce my stress levels despite having more stressful things going on.
I go next. I feel a bit more confident in myself, even whenever, kind of like Edgar said, like comes to a lot more stressful stuff happening. I feel confident in myself to do it, to accomplish it.
I don't know if I had something you said it, what is one thing that I'm most proud of? Yes. That's the
Yes.
question.
Mhm.
I think that I will say this. I really wish I would have seen you guys in person. I love face to face, like actually would have wanted to touch your foreheads. That's weird, but you know what I mean. And so I I think I what I really am thankful for and proud of, I don't know if that's the word, but just working with so many different kinds of people. We're all of different backgrounds and ages, and I can see that there's different like religious affiliations and just we're all in different places, but we had that in common where we talked about stress. And we basically were saying the same thing, but in different ways, right? So that was amazing. And that's exactly what this group is all about, right? It's just coming to that point of we're the same, even though we're different. So, yeah.
Okay, guys, so I'll go. I feel like mine is combined with all of you guys's. I feel like for me, I'm just proud of being here. I think that's it. That I don't think there's another way to describe it. I would have never imagined telling you guys everything that's going on in my life, and here I am, like, hey. So I feel like that is what I'm proud of, to being able to be open and being able to like kind of obtain little things from you guys, because I kind of consider myself, um, I kind of take things from people, and I think I've taken a lot of positive things from all of you guys, and you guys have all influenced my life daily. Although you guys don't think about it, but at least I remember, for example, Maddie telling Matthew about like the whole thought process that was like a little ball, and then when you write it down, it kind of like becomes a string, right? That's something that I remember very, very like vividly in my mind. And yes, that's what I'm proud of.
I would say thank you, but I would probably be most proud of like the conversations that this group has helped me have outside of the group, like with the support systems and stuff like that. Just continuing the conversation and making it feel more comfortable for me at least to bring up these kind of subjects.
So is that everyone? Are we missing someone?
Honestly, I can't remember. My mind's like very scattered today, so someone just let me know. Did I share or no? I actually cannot remember.
I feel like you haven't.
Oh, okay. That's why I was confused. I'm sorry. It's been all day. Okay. Um, so just remind me the question again. I promise I was here.
No, no worries, it's fine. So what is the most thing that you're most proud of from your counseling process?
Yeah, so the most thing that I'm proud of is just like showing up because I feel like just, having obligations and everything, showing up and coming here with an open mind and ready to engage with other people. I think that's the most thing that I'm proud of.
Thank you. I think that's everyone. To close this off, I really do just want to say what I'm most proud of is seeing your guys' honesty, your bravery, and your willingness to just grow and try new things and try things that are out of your comfort zone. I think you've all built something very meaningful here, and I hope that you are able to carry these strengths forward, wherever your journey takes you after this.
And just remember that it's the end of the session, but it's actually the beginning of us putting the skills outside, right? So now we have our support system, now we have preventative skills, now we know how to recognize automatic thoughts, how to challenge them. We have different skills that can help us out on the daily. And this concludes our final session. Thank you guys for being part of this journey.